Hey guys, so floor work again. We did like the floor undulation where I showed you how to like look at the ceiling and then look at the back wall behind you and then drop all the way down the floor if you can. I want to show you now how to do that smoothly. Okay, it's not an easy thing for me. As I told you guys, I have back injuries like really bad with my disc. So I'm going to try, and sometimes it really like just pinches and I have to stop. Okay, so if that happens, I will stop. So I'm not going to do it like the most elegant, smooth way possible. So if that happens, you'll see I'm going to stop. But then, you know, sometimes I get really lucky and I don't feel anything. So wish me luck. So the key here, the technique is the most important thing, and you guys can work with your bodies here. But what I showed you before is how to like keep it straight, and then how to look at the ceiling, and then how to look at the back wall, and then how to go all the way down to the floor. So if you keep looking at the back wall, eventually you'll find yourself kind of getting down to the floor, as long as you don't have some severe back injuries. So all the way back and all the way down. Okay? Now, as you saw, I just dropped really fast. And up. Now let me show you how to do that a little bit smoothly. And that's what I am struggling. But I mean, the technique is there. So I want you guys to use my technique because it really is going to work for you. But the muscles and the discs and the mechanical things might not work very well. Sometimes it just don't work. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. The key here is, as you start looking at that back wall there, before you drop completely, switch quickly to looking at the ceiling. And what that will do is it will flatten your head from looking like this to more like that. Okay? And what that will do is it will help you when you drop down on the shoulders, you know, so you drop flat rather than dropping on the back of your head. Because if you drop on the back of your head, I could hurt your neck, but also can make the adjustment for the next move really, really hard. Okay? So just remember that little trick. Before you hit the bottom, look at the ceiling, flatten your neck, flatten your back with your head, and then land. And then the other thing is to try to land slowly. And that's what my challenge is because of my back problems. But I think if you don't have any back issues, you should really be able to land. I mean, I used to do it before I injured my back. Is to really hold it a little longer so you can go slower. Okay? And that is the hardest thing for people that have disc injuries, is that they can't hold. Holding becomes very, very hard. So let me give it a try here. So as I said, we're going to start by looking at the ceiling straight above us, then the back ceiling, then the back wall, and right about here. Oh, not good. Oh, my back. It gave up there. Okay. Woo! We're going to try this again. I get this happening to me all the time, by the way, so you don't feel bad for me. But the reason I drop is because I'm protecting my back. That's why I drop. You know, if I held it just a little longer, then I would injure myself. So let's try that one more time. Hopefully the next time will be a lucky one. Okay, so here we go. By the way, keep your toes tucked in here. I mean flat, sorry, not tucked in. Okay, so here we go. Look up, look up, and flatten and land. So what I did here, what happened to me is I forgot to flatten before, so I flattened on the floor, and that's fine too, okay? It's just gonna pull on your hair a little bit. So if you're okay with that, that's fine. But try to see if you can flatten before you hit the floor, all right? So let me come up and we'll try that one more time. The other little trick here, and I'm gonna remove this, I'm using the pillow, by the way, just for my knees because I've been doing floor work for a long time, for hours today, and practicing all the different moves I want to show you. So my knees kind of, you know, got enough beating. So if you guys are practicing for a long time, use a pillow. But it does cause a problem as far as opening my knees before I land, which is really key here before you hit the floor. So that's the other little trick I want to show you. So again, start with your knees about hip width apart. And as you get really close to the floor, you want to start opening those knees out a little bit more because that's going to help protect your back. So especially if you have back problems, this is really important. So here we go. Open, ceiling, back, down, and that's it. So you see how I flattened everything before I landed? I still landed hard, but not too hard. Okay? And this is it. So you get to the floor right here. If you need a little adjustment, feel free. And you should adjust as you're moving your arms. You know, just so you distract. You know, let everything drop down and adjust and then hold. Okay? So this is your final position right here on the floor. If you have knee problems, this is going to be painful. If your quads are not strong, you're going to really feel them here. Okay? So just be careful. It's all muscle work. But again, if you have knee problems, please don't do this for a long time. It's really not a good idea. All right, so we'll work later on what to do from this position. As you get down, all the way down the floor, what can you do from there? What other fun stuff is there to do? All right, so hopefully you guys learned from my mistakes here and my little weaknesses, and hopefully you found little tips here to help you. You know, most of us have back problems these days, and floor work is not the easiest thing. As I said, I had to give it up in my performances, or I had to give up some of the moves like this stuff. But to teach it to you, I kind of have to go through the process. So hopefully it wasn't too painful for you to watch. And I'll see you guys next time in the next video on freebrothersclasses.com. Plenty of videos I'm posting these days on floor work, so check them out. Take care. Bye.